resolves that the report on the investigation into the allegations to be submitted to the Council within the prescribed time frames in the relevant regulations. Item 58, recommendation, notes that the allegations against the head of the Department, Public Safety, in the ENSA Africa report, and recommendation 2, proves that the city manager be authorized to appoint an independent investigator to investigate allegations of misconduct against the head of the Department, Public Safety, Mr. H. Msimang, uncovered in the ENS investigation into the non-compliance with procurement processes for CCTV equipment for the Public Safety Department. Recommendation 3 authorizes the city manager to place Mr. Msimang on special leave in terms of Regulation 32 of the regulations on the appointment of senior managers pending the consideration of the investigation report. And recommendation 4 authorizes the city manager to place Mr. H. Msimang on the precautionary suspension in terms of Regulation 6 of the disciplinary regulation for senior managers should Mr. Msimang not take special leave, and that all procedures prescribed in the Regulation 6 be adhered to. Also, the recommendation, last one, 6, which resolves that the report on the investigation into the allegations be submitted to Council within the prescribed time frames in the relevant regulations. Item 59 authorizes another extension of the time frame by the investigator, Gwala SC, to conduct the investigation and submit a report within 30 days or within reasonable time. Then recommendation on item 60 notes that attached investigation report and rectifies the decision to extend the deadline for completion of the investigation. And recommendation 3 concurs and adopts the findings, conclusions, and recommendations made in the investigation report, in that authorizes the city manager to review in the relevant court the process of appointment of the secretary to council as invalid and unlawful. Item 61, recommendations, notes the report on the reason for delay in tabling allegation reports implicating the acting city manager and the head of the Department for Public Safety.
Thank you very much, Acting Secretary. Now we are going to go back to, is these items noted? Thank you very much. Councillors, we are now going to the ordinary meeting to deal with item 30, 31, 32, 50, 51, 52, and 53. The acting secretary will read out the headings of all these items. Thank you, Aljuma. If you can please come forward.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, Councillor Sauls registered a concern, Luen, for there's a pregnant woman. So I'm standing on Rule 80. Moka grave disorder. You are jeopardizing council. You are putting us at risk. Because unless you didn't see or deem it necessary for you to collapse council and adjourn the meeting at the time. And we are concerned where you are consistent on flouting the rules and putting us into risk. So it's just a concern on Rule 80, Speaker, because anything can happen and you'll be held liable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, we hear what Councillor Ahmed said, but we don't believe that Rule 80 should be invoked right now. We're enjoying the singing by the EFF, and we can clearly hear what you are saying, and we should continue. Thank you.
Thank you. I was not going to invoke Rule 80. I was definitely not going to invoke it because this is purposely done to try and disrupt council, but we're going to continue. Please read out the items. Item 30, starting with item 30. Thank you.
Item 30, it's a public hearing written submission and incorporated response. It's for the draft informal trading policy.
Councillor Musitla. Councillor Musitla is not here. Action SA, Councillor Edward. Councillor Edward, are you speaking? Not speaking. Thank you very much. Not speaking. Thank you very much, Councillor Edward. Councillor Rapadu. Councillor Rapadu is not present. Councillor Mbundu, you can please speak. Here's the mic.
Thank you, Speaker. We would recommend for the policy to be approved. A lot of work has gone into it, and through Section 79, through public participation, it's all complete, so the recommendations for it to be approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mbundu. Councillors, the recommendations for item 30 Councillors, the recommendations for item 30 on the public hearings, it is recommended that this report be referred to Council for ratification.
You don't have to read them, just take them to the pages, then they are.
Whatever. You know who did this. Councillors, just a little bit of confusion with the documents in front here. We'll get to the recommendations. Can you give me those documents there? Those ones. Yeah, all of them. Thank you, councillors. The recommendations for item 30 is on 30.33. Is the recommendations agreed to? Thank you.
Councillors, we are on item 31, which is the establishment of the Desmond Tutu Heritage Precinct in the environs of St. Mary's Cathedral.
Thank you, councillors. Speakers on the list for item 31 is Councillor Mufokeng from the EFF. Not speaking. Councillor N. Johnson from Action. Councillor Johnson. Not speaking. Thank you, Councillor Johnson. From the DA, Councillor Nkwanyana, not speaking. Thank you very much, Councillor. And then MMC Harris, you are happy. Closing. Thank you very much, Councillor Harris. Councillors, the recommendation for item 31 is on pages 3114 and 3115. Is the item agreed to? Thank you.
Councillors, we're on item 32, which is an extension of membership of the City of Johannesburg Municipal Planning Tribunal.
Thank you, councillors. Councillor Telekua from the EFF. Are you speaking? No, the councillor is singing. From Action SA, Councillor Neft. Councillor Neft, not speaking. Thank you very much, Councillor Neft. From the ANC, Councillor Mate, not present. Thank you. MMC, Belinda Zinyoke, you're not speaking. Thank you very much. Councillors, the recommendations for item 32 is on page 32.5. Is the item agreed to? Thank you very much.
Councillor, we're moving to item 15, which is City of Johannesburg MFMA in-year financial report for the period ended 31st December 2021.
Thank you, councillors. Item 50, Councillor Ngwenya from the EFF. Is he speaking? No, he's singing. MMC Sadabi. MMC Sadabi. Are you speaking on the item? No, you're happy. Councillors, the item is for information. Is it noted? Thank you. Item 51.
On item 51, it's a request for council to approve the contract extension for commercial banking services contract A448 with Standard Bank of South Africa to finalize the transition phase for the procurement of the new contract.
Thank you, councillors. Item 51, we had speakers on it. Councillor Ngwenya from the EFF, speaking, no, singing. Action SA, Councillor Gancho. Not present. Okay, councillor is not speaking. Thank you very much. From the DA, Councillor Santana. Councillor Santana, not speaking. Thank you very much, Councillor Santana. MMC Sadabi, are you speaking on this item? MMC Sadabi. MMC Sadabi, you're not speaking. Thank you very much, MMC. Councillors, the recommendation for item Item 51 is on page 51.5 and continues to 51.6. Is the item agreed to? Thank you.
We move to item 52. This is information statement for proposed First National Bank amortizing loan funding of 1.5 billion for 2021-22 financial year.
Item 52, Councillor from the EFF, Councillor Nantamba, Nenemba. He is not speaking, singing. Action SA, Councillor Ganchu. Not speaking. Councillor Santana from the DA, not speaking. Councillor Sarabi, not speaking. Thank you very much. The recommendations, councillors, is on pages 52.3 to 52.4. Is the item therefore agreed to? Thank you very much.
We're now on item 53, which is an addendum to a once-off debt write-off for the rehabilitation of defaulting debtors, phase 3.
Thank you, councillors. Councillor Tanjwa from the EFF, not here, singing. Action SA, Councillor Ganchu, not speaking. Thank you very much, Councillor Ganchu. And then Councillor Santana from the DA, not speaking. Thank you. Councillor Sarabi, MMC, not speaking. Thank you very much, MMC. The recommendation pages are on 53.4. Is the item therefore agreed to? Thank you very much.
Are we carrying on to quarterlies?
Item 33.
Item 33, that's public participation in respect of granting of use and lease of Johannesburg International Transport Interchange.
Thank you, councillors. Item 33. From the EFF, Councillor Lisilo. Councillor Lisilo, not speaking, singing. From the ANC, Councillor Rapadu, not present. MMC Mabundu, do you want to add or say anything? No. Thank you very much. The recommendation page is item 33.11. Is the recommendations therefore agreed to? Thank you very much, councillors. Councillors, the rest of the items, we will call a special virtual meeting sometime next week. I will let you know of the date just to pass those quarterly reports and make sure that we complete the agenda for today. Thank you very much for those councillors that had the patience to stay in the meeting, and this meeting is therefore adjourned to reconvene sometime next week. Thank you very much.